Welcome to an all-new Nerds to Men. Finally, Buck and Cameo are back.
Yay, yay.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I loved having, Whitney and Provo, and then my buddy Chip, who I do the other podcast with. But it's not the same without you guys.
I know. This one has quality.
Yeah.
Oh.
I have actual nerds this time. But it is Nerds to Men. Today we're going to talk about Daredevil with spoilers. Are we going to do spoilers?
Yeah.
I guess we didn't really discuss that. It's been out a few weeks. So
Yeah.
we're going to do Daredevil with spoilers. We're going to talk about all the shows that got canceled off of Netflix. We're going to talk about Ewan McGregor, some news. He's going to do some more. He already did one thing in the nerd world with Star Wars, and maybe some other stuff. But we got news about him, so we're going to get to all that here pretty quick. But let me tell you about the plans that you need to be making for this weekend or this Thursday. Thursdays at Paint and Cheers in the Plaza District. It's Thirsty Thursday. Okay, so let me tell you about Paint and Cheers first. You go there, you drink. You have as much fun as humanly possible, and you paint amazing paintings that our buddy Adam, he helps you guide you through the whole way. But, so as far as the drinks go, because I know that's what excites Cameo.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
always thirsty.
On Thirsty Thursday, it's $2 Boda box wine. Yeah.
Give me that Boda.
Yeah.
Give me that Boda.
And then on Saturdays, starting at 2 p.m., they have bottomless sangria. Ooh. And then on Sundays at 2 p.m. they have bottomless mimosas, which that's what I really like. I like mimosas.
Mimosas is pretty good.
I do like sangria though. Like,
have you ever had a sangria margarita?
No, like just the like where it's frozen and yeah. I have. So I don't want to talk about another bar, but I'm sure Adam won't mind because it's not like a competition. But you ever had the swirl at the Mont?
Yes,
so good.
Oh my lord,
so good. All right,
so good.
But back to Paint and Cheers, and we'll talk about the Mont here in a second.
All right.
But like I say, yeah, they have those specials. So if you want to reserve your seats, go to paintandcheers.com right now and reserve your seats because they are full all the time. I mean, usually they have enough room to, but you definitely want to get in there and get your paint on. And like I say, drink, be merry. You'll have a great time at Paint and Cheers, and reserve your seats at paintandcheers.com. Now back to the Mont. Oh my God, those have you ever been there in Norman? Norman, Oklahoma.
I don't think I'm old enough.
You haven't been to New York, and you haven't been to Norman.
I've never been to New York either.
Brad, well, at least you went to the Mont. That's
cool.
The Mont is amazing.
Right.
Man, you gotta get out there and try their swirls. It's
I'm
a married man. I don't know.
Not this week, you're not.
Oh my!
Hey, when the cat's away, the mice will play.
Yeah, you're a bachelor.
I don't
Are we
know
allowed
about
to talk about your personal life on the show?
We can talk about that. Yeah, the wife is taking a business trip this week, so
yeah.
So I'm gonna go home cook steaks.
Ooh,
nice.
Yeah.
Party at Buck's after this.
Woo.
Yeah. But yeah, so the Mont's kind of like the campus hangout. Like it's one of those.
Oh, okay.
It's a bar down there. It's a bar and grill. They have food but the swirls there.
Yeah,
They
do have a shot called the Ninja Turtle shot.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, it's so good, so good.
But you don't get a paint there.
No, you don't.
Well, I mean,
Listen,
if you might.
I'll paint wherever I damn well please.
You might but you might also get told to leave after you've created
it wouldn't be
a painting with the ketchup.
Yeah.
But if you want to paint and drink, Paint and Cheers.
There you go.
Also, it's been a couple weeks because we did a show from Paint and Cheers, and we did one from the home studio, but we're back at New World Comics here in Oklahoma City. Buck, tell everybody where New World Comics is located.
We're located at 6219 North Meridian, just south of Northwest 63rd Street.
And you guys are open Monday through Sunday.
Well, we're open every day.
Yeah. Well, that's true, even on holidays, right?
Yeah, it might be limited hours, but open every day.
That's cool. I remember back in the day, like Christmas, you get that Christmas money and you'd be like, it's like a couple days before I can even spend it. I guess I'll go to Blockbuster.
Yeah. Right?
Because Blockbuster was always open.
Man, since it's Throwback Thursday, Blockbuster needs to come back.
Oh, that would be. There's like one left, isn't there?
Yeah, like in Oregon or Alaska. Okay.
Yeah. Alaska?
Yeah.
Oh, well, got to buy a plane ticket.
Owned I mean, they have like Family Video and things like that.
No, it's not the same.
I've seen a couple like in Purcell,
Yeah.
like smaller towns. Yeah, I've seen the family videos, but Blockbuster.
Blockbuster was the bee's knees.
I gotta
Like,
say though, my favorite was Hollywood Video.
Hollywood Video. You know what? They did have longer rental times.
That and they had a lot more indie movies. I felt
Yeah.
like.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah, I did a lot of the horror movie stuff back then, and like once I exhausted Blockbuster, it was Hollywood Video, huh?
yeah. But as much selection as they had there, you have an even bigger selection of comics here at
Yes.
New World Comics. You like that segue?
That was a very good segue. Yeah, I was like, whoa,
It's
look at
even
that
better when you
turnaround.
point it out.
All right.
Yeah,
Podcast segue.
But yeah, I mean, you know, you've got the single issues, you've got trade paperback. Do people call them graphic novels anymore?
yeah. I mean,
What is kind of the differences? Just
right.
real quick.
So a graphic novel is the format in which it's first released.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it's a different kind of format, whereas the trade paperback is a collection of single issues.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. So a graphic novel is intended to be like a full
yeah,
book,
But
whereas the trade paperback's a collection.
yeah. But I mean, it's kind of become an interchangeable term thing. Yeah, like that's a trade paperback.
This is a trade paperback.
Right.
Oh, okay. I was going to say this might be the graphic novel. So this is a collection,
Yes.
which I'm showing for those who are at home listening and not watching. I found this up here at the shop. When did y'all get these in? It's the Black Mirror Batman.
I pretty much consistently have that in.
Oh, okay.
If I don't, it'll just be a couple days before I have it back in.
Well, Scott Snyder, that's my man.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you know, before we get to, because we're going to get into everything I mentioned, but there was a little bit of a debate the other day on Facebook, and I want to get your opinion on it. I've been meaning to ask you.
All right.
Scott Snyder or Frank Miller?
Scott Snyder.
I was saying the same thing. Cameo.
I said Frank.
Yeah.
So Frank Miller was, you know, like for his time and all that was really, really great. And it's kind of hard to judge against the standards without being able to, you know, put out new material. Although he is putting out new material and it's awful.
Oh, really?
Yeah. See,
So the first attempt at the third Dark Knight was so awful that DC said no.
Really?
Yeah, and it got put out by Legendary as the Holy Terror. Like all he did was go through and erase Batman's ears and put like crosses on things.
Really?
Yeah, and he's like awful towards women, and like it's you know, he's just kind of pretty rough around the edges writer, like it, you know, and you know, Batman kind of needed a lot of that. Like, you know, Year One is still really good, and Dark Knight Returns is really good, but a lot of his other Batman stuff just doesn't quite hold up. Whereas Scott Snyder, it's, you know, honestly the best Batman since Frank Miller. You know,
See,
and, yeah, I'd even say that it surpasses.
right. See, I'm with you. Like, I like Frank Miller, what he did, but I just feel like Scott Snyder's body of work is better. I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, you went with Frank Miller?
yeah, I'm with Frank.
How come?
I mean,
I don't know. I mean, like you said, like at the beginning, like I liked all of his stuff. So, but I haven't read anything since then. So, I mean,
yeah.
to be fair, you throw Tom King in the mix. I'm going Tom King all the way.
You're right.
Yeah.
Well, because once the Scott Snyder stuff finished, they announced that Tom King was taking over Batman. I hadn't read too much of Tom King's stuff, and I was like, well, there went the era. Like, we'll never see anything that great again. And then Tom King stuff comes out, and it's better than the Scott Snyder stuff.
Is Tom King the one doing Mr. Miracle?
Yeah, and he's doing Batman right now.
Okay, because I mean, I should have known that because it gets mentioned on the New World Comics podcast every week.
Yeah, I think this
But
last
that's
week
because
we
it's-
finally
yeah.
forgot to, but yeah,
But it's because it's so good.
it's great. Oh my god.
When does the trade paperback?
Yeah, trade paperback.
When does that come out?
Looks like it's coming out in January. They keep kind of pushing it back because the final issue keeps getting pushed back.
Yeah,
So,
I want to get it and I want to read them all together because y'all raved about it.
oh, it's so good. Yeah, unless the ball just completely drops on the final issue, we'll be talking about it for years to come.
Awesome.
So,
God, maybe I shouldn't wait.
man, it's so good.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, let's go ahead and kick off the podcast. What do you guys say?
yeah, let's do it.
All right, so yeah, we got so much stuff to talk about, but I wanted to start off with Daredevil because actually I feel bad. Buck like binge watched it the first weekend it came out because we were going to do a show and then things kind of got moved around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, usually I'm the one that's like, oh man, I haven't watched it yet. Can you guys hold off? Can you guys? I was like, nope, this time I'm in.
Yeah, so Buck binge watched it. You finished it, Cameo?
Yep, it took me about a week.
I finished up the last episode a couple days ago, so but we are going to spoil it. So if you're listening right now and you haven't watched all of Daredevil and you don't like spoilers, here's the time to pause it, come back to us, whatever you got to do.
So the part where Daredevil became Batman, oh my god.
Wow. Never saw that one coming.
He kind of did though at the very end. Yeah. But I'm sure that's something you've seen in the Daredevil comics where he's perched like atop a building.
So, you're talking about that part, yeah.
Okay, so fun anecdote about that. When Frank Miller was doing the Daredevil comics, he would do these things, and his editor would come to him and say, "No, you can't do that. That's a Batman moment.
Right?
It's not a Daredevil moment. You're going to Batman with this."
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
I could see that because remember that thing I told you when somebody was like, if you had told me that one was a used sonar and the other, and it was the mix of the two. It was pretty funny. But okay, so let's talk about Daredevil season. Is this 3, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Which hasn't got canceled yet. I thought the first few episodes kind of reminded me of like The Dark Knight Rises or something. Like, he has to pull himself back together and heal up. And I just wasn't. It took me a few episodes to really get into it this season.
Yeah. It was kind of interesting to see them get their like filler episodes out of the way. Like,
Thank God they did that though.
Yeah. Although, like Iron Fist season 2 really felt tighter and better because it had less time to have to fill.
Right. Yeah.
And I will say that they did a much better job of pacing all of these because it didn't feel like an entire episode was lost.
Right.
We would have like, all right, we're having a filler moment.
Right.
Let's just wait through this.
Yeah.
All right, there's stuff.
Yeah, because later on, what was it, like maybe episode 10? Because there was 12 episodes, right?
13.
So maybe it was 10 or 11. It was the Jessica episode.
So the Karen.
Karen.
Yeah.
Jessica was her name on True Blood, I think. But Karen, yeah. Which I was like, oh, this is going to be another one of those filler episodes. But then by the end of it, it was badass.
Yeah, it's one of those where, it was a filler episode, but it's stuff we kind of needed to know.
But only for about 30 minutes. Because then the rest of the show, like, they didn't just stay with that.
Right.
And you're right. It really did kind of answer some questions as why, because she called her dad and said, "Can I come home?" And he was like, "No." You mess everything up basically.
And that's one thing that I like about Arrow on the CW is that they don't have those filler episodes. They have those flashback moments.
Yeah.
And I wish they would do that more with stuff like in the Netflix shows.
Right. Well,
but
show.
Well, yeah.
Well, Jessica Jones didn't get canceled yet.
No,
not yet.
Neither did Punisher.
Yes.
But, yeah. So apparently you have to have. I heard that the season 2 of Luke Cage and Iron Fist and all that lost 2/3 of its.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I don't believe that.
Yeah, and what were you saying?
Yeah. Netflix will keep a show as long as it is going to bring more subscribers or wins awards. And Luke Cage and Iron Fist did none of those. So.
Yeah, but maybe Netflix just isn't the right place for that. But we'll get to that in just a little bit. I want to kind of get back to Daredevil for a little bit here. I liked that Wilson Fisk was back, and I liked Bullseye a lot.
Question about Bullseye.
Yeah.
Is he? I don't know really much anything about him other than Colin Farrell and this dude.
Yeah.
But is he that crazy?
Yes. More so actually in the comics.
Okay.
Yeah, and they did a really good job of making it to where he can pick up anything and turn it into a deadly object.
Right.
Yeah, they did. That was awesome.
Yeah, because it was kind of subtle at first, and then it was they never did the, oh, look, a tape dispenser.
Yeah.
Let me,
Yeah.
Right.
like it was just him. Like, oh my god, look at him throw all of that stuff. Jeez.
Right.
Man, I
Yeah.
was cracking up whenever they were fighting in the office, where you first see him as where you see Bullseye as Daredevil.
Yeah.
And he's just like banking stuff off of like
Yeah.
every little thing. I'm like, God dang, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. It definitely did justice for Bullseye.
Right.
Is Bullseye, is he an actual like superhuman?
No.
No, he's just like
Just that
Hawkeye.
skilled. Yeah. Although, at the end of the Born Again run, or the other Frank Miller run before that, Daredevil drops him off a building and breaks his spine. And then he gets an adamantium skeleton out of the deal.
Oh my gosh.
So he's got that going on for him. But that process got it to where he didn't feel pain as much. So
So is that what they were doing at spoiler alert at the end of the series?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. That's what. Yeah. So that's the kind of the thing I like about Daredevil, but I don't like is Daredevil has superhuman powers, kind of.
kind of. He has the ability to see.
You're right, but nobody else. Well, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
but he can use but he can when he had the FBI agent and he was like, shoot here,
Yeah.
So he could see through things.
Yeah.
At least
kind of. Yeah.
Because I remember in the Spider-Man animated show on Fox where he knew who Spider-Man was.
Yeah.
And Spider-Man was like, "Can you see through my mask?" And I was like, "Oh, he has X-ray vision too? Like what?" But no, I understand how he was able to,
Right.
see who he was.
Yeah. So it's not like a superpower that really gives you that big of an edge.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
But I liked seeing Bullseye because he doesn't necessarily have superpowers, but he's super trained.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a
Yeah.
badass. He was awesome, and you didn't really see that coming necessarily. Although when I saw the previews and I saw that there was going to be like a fake Daredevil, I was like, but I thought that turned out
It
really
worked
cool.
out very well. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of my favorite parts was when it was at the end, and he's in his Dex, or Bullseye was in the Daredevil suit, grabbed his girl that he liked, sitting next to him in the car. He was like, "Oh, he's a nice guy," and then drives off.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
he is so crazy.
Yeah, and then when it basically, I don't know. Like I said, about 5 or 6 episodes in, when the stuff when basically Wilson takes over the FBI.
Yeah.
And then it got to where I was like, I gotta binge watch it. I was hooked.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I saw a lot of people say season 3 was the best.
I wouldn't say that.
No.
I
still think I really liked season 1, but I loved season 2.
I will say this though, I do like the actual Daredevil in his homemade suit rather than his.
It was
new
cool.
suit. I liked it much better.
It was interesting how they gave him the white line across the face just to kind of differentiate it a
Yeah.
little bit
Yeah.
more. It was
Yeah.
oh look, they're putting more thought into it this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because at first I was like, I want to see him in the suit, but you're right. I don't know. It just made him feel more.
Well, because it feels weird if he's like, oh, I need to jump into action. Hold on, guys. Let me go home and get my fancy suit.
Right,
I
yeah.
appreciate that he has a fancy suit, but
Well, and with that mask, I mean, that it still makes it to where, because there's a lot of times where you have to suspend belief a little bit and think, oh well, Clark Kent, for instance, with the glasses and not the glasses.
listen, that's a whole different.
But with Daredevil and just that mask he was wearing,
Yeah.
it still concealed his identity to where I thought it was
Yeah.
believable. Let me ask you this: was there anything that stood out about the series that surprised you, or anything that you thought, "Oh wow, this is so awesome"?
I will say that I didn't realize Matthew Murdock was such a baby. I mean, it almost seemed like he was loving the drama so much.
Yeah, because I mean,
He's
Connie and Karen are missing him, and you know, and he's
I'm
like,
sorry,
yeah.
guys. I can't be with you right now.
But that's like a theme in all of the, it's like
Yeah.
Arrow. That's every season of Arrow.
So yeah, like the wife and I were catching up on Arrow last night, and it
Why? No, I'm kidding. No,
it's so much more of a soap opera now than anything.
It is.
Like,
But I will say this though: this season is better than or since season I think like 3 or 4.
yeah,
is it started already?
Oh, yeah.
Arrow has.
Yeah, I
Is
think
it
it's like-
Flash?
Yep.
yeah.
They all started around
God.
the same. No, Arrow started a week later.
See, I've
But-
got Hulu, so I'm gonna have to go back and catch up. But yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't realize they had started already. I was
Yeah.
waiting for the for them to drop. Oh, it is November though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Supergirl and Flash started at the same time. No,
Jeez, I'm way
Supergirl,
behind.
Flash, and Black Lightning started all at the same time, and then Arrow and DC started the next
Oh,
week.
I do know that Legends of Tomorrow started because I heard that nobody watched it.
Yeah,
Like,
it was the lowest rated show.
This show is so horrible.
Yeah,
like,
I didn't like it.
I watch it just because, like, I want to see it. And normally it doesn't stay canon with the show, with the other shows.
Yeah.
But like, I want to make sure that whenever the crossover episode happens, that like I'm all caught up to see
So-
if they do that.
Fun thing, apparently they're not included in this year's crossover,
Oh well.
so that doesn't bode well.
No,
Well, and-
no.
Yeah, I keep hearing that they're adding characters that aren't actual superhero like characters. So it's man, you guys are missing the whole point of your own show.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel kind of bad saying it, but it might be because of John Constantine.
I don't know.
Like, I don't like.
See, I wanted to like it because you got the Reverse Flash on there, or at least you did.
had, yeah.
Yeah.
and some of that. So I thought, oh, this is cool because you get to see some of those characters that you wanted. You don't get to always see on the Flash or whatever. But it just the storylines were stupid. Like,
Yeah.
Well, this one is extra stupid. Let me tell you about DC Legends of Tomorrow. These first couple of episodes that I saw. First episode, supposedly, whenever they finished last season, they decided to bring John Constantine in, and now they're like getting all these like mystical, like monsters. The first monster was a heart-eating unicorn.
right.
Another this last episode is of a fairy godmother who's evil.
All right, so I already quit the show, but I quit again.
You think that they're maybe testing out like, could we make a Constantine show, like a show?
Well,
They can't.
no, because he came from the canceled Constantine show.
Right.
There's that fan outcry, and they're like, "All right,
Right.
fine, here you go."
That's what I mean. Like maybe they were thinking maybe we could see if he's gonna catch on again and then have his own show. Or you think they're like, well, maybe he's just better in smaller doses.
Just
Honestly, yeah. If he could just be a recurring like guest star, like that'd be awesome.
yeah.
Right.
But I don't
But
know.
yeah, but back to Daredevil. I just felt like
Yeah.
I felt like he was just all about the drama this season.
Totally.
And like I felt like he cried too much.
Okay.
Not literally cry, but like I don't deserve the Daredevil suit.
Well, yeah. I thought the action was great in this
Yeah.
in this series, but the thing with his mom, I just was like, oh, this is stupid.
How did he not know?
Well, and that's the thing is like that's straight out of the comics, but like it was so well done in the comics that it's the like she knew, but like she never
Right, right,
and,
yeah.
and until she never went to go pray about it and like so help my son. And it's like what? Ma?
Yeah. What?
See,
I can hear everything,
Right.
Oh,
See,
that would have been bad for him. Like when he was like if he had been a teenager where he had a mom and dad, and they're doing their.
right.
And he's like, I can hear everything.
What do you mean? I don't follow. Oh, they're clapping.
Yeah,
Ah,
Well,
got
see,
it.
horizontally.
whenever that scene, oh god. Well, whenever that scene happened, I thought he lost his sight again because I thought he already knew that was his mom since the beginning of the
yeah.
series. I was like, oh no, we got to go back again because he lost his sight. I got mad at that part, and then I realized next episode it was like, oh, he didn't know that was his mom. Okay.
Well, let's talk about everything that's getting canceled on Netflix since I think we've talked about Daredevil, enough that. Do you think Daredevil's next?
no.
Okay.
I mean,
Because this was the one that started it all.
Yeah.
if it is, then they're gonna wait till Jessica Jones and Punisher are out, and then cancel the line.
It is interesting that Jessica Jones,
Has lasted.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like season 2 was horrible.
it wasn't that good. And
it
Defenders
was
wasn't that good.
13 episodes.
yeah.
I say it was 10 episodes of filler.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
It just wasn't very good. So I'm surprised because Luke Cage and both seasons of Luke Cage I loved. I mean,
Yeah.
I had no problems with that. Iron Fist I thought got better, and I wanted to see Colleen Wing as Iron Fist.
Really, you like Colin Wing?
Yeah.
Huh? Since when?
I know. But so some people are saying, well, several shows back, I said I figured they were going to get rid of them and move them to the Disney streaming.
Yeah.
But you had made the point that these shows are owned by Netflix.
Right.
So some people were saying, well, maybe they're canceling Luke Cage and Iron Fist because they're going to make a Heroes for Hire show.
Right.
But to me, that doesn't make sense necessarily either because do the Heroes for Hire, but then you would still maybe want to go back to Luke Cage or Iron Fist separately instead of just canceling, giving them an axe.
Yeah. I mean, it really depends on how everything's written down in legal speak. That, can they even use those characters still if they're under contract through Netflix? Does Netflix have to cancel everything? Like this might even be a backroom deal where Disney paid them to cancel. So,
Because I feel that would be logical, at least for Luke Cage. At
Right.
least for Luke Cage. Iron Fist, I don't think so.
well, I mean, they may have just paid them off for all of it, and these are just the first two that they're like, oh, all right, well, those are done. All right, well, those are canceled, guys. Look how canceled those are.
Right.
Because we have Jessica Jones apparently is like filmed and
Yeah.
ready, and then Punisher's ready to go too.
Oh, okay. So
So-
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they don't want to cancel it and be like, hey, this is going to suck.
Yeah.
Don't
Right.
watch it.
and if they come out and cancel Daredevil like now, then that's going to tip their hand. And
Sure. Yeah.
yeah,
And the only one that I could see, like, definitely Punisher.
I think Punisher would definitely stay on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would imagine that they're all probably going to Disney. That's still my thought.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty disappointed.
I'm very disappointed
because
with Luke
even
Cage.
if they go to Disney, I mean, we've talked about this. Disney's made rated R movies, not under Disney, but Hollywood.
Miramax. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not so much worried about that. But the Disney streaming, you think they're going to put out like a rated R? Because
I think we're going to have Marvel streaming.
okay.
And I will say these two, Luke Cage and Iron Fist, they are like the Boy Scouts of the group. So I feel like they would fit more on the Disney streaming.
Luke Cage
service.
was having a lot of coffee though.
Well, I mean,
But you could cut that stuff out, and
Yeah.
that wouldn't bother me. That's not the stuff I'd miss.
Yeah.
I just want to see like I know this sounds bad. The violence. I don't want them to cut that out. I don't want
Yeah.
it to be cheesy.
but see, if you do look at this last season of Luke Cage, there wasn't that much blood anywhere. Whenever Bushmaster got
Bushmaster
shot,
was so good. Though.
yeah, whenever he got shot, there was no like blood when he was pulling out the bullets. So I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
like I feel like they were kind of already, if it is them moving to the Disney service, I feel like they were just trying to slowly, edit to those things out.
Yeah,
in
but
the show.
I mean, that's the thing is, I don't know if they'll actually get those shows
Right,
back from Netflix. Like, it might just be, hey guys, go over here for those if you want Netflix to have them, or if you wanted to see me, you have to go to Netflix.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Well, let's talk about a little bit about what we've heard about what's going to be on this Disney or the Marvel streaming. We'd already heard that there was going to be like a Tom Hiddleston. Who's the girl?
Scarlet Witch,
Yeah.
Elizabeth Olsen.
Elizabeth Olsen. And then we heard that there might be a Falcon Winter Soldier TV show.
I'm way more in for that than I am Scarlet Witch.
Well, I just heard that the Scarlet Witch is going to have Paul Bettany
Oh,
in
really?
it. So yeah, they're going he's
Oh,
going to be
Vision.
really heavy in that series with Scarlet Witch. So
Oh, that's cool.
or
Well,
Vision,
kind of.
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad he's getting work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, Scarlet Witch, like the problem I have with Scarlet Witch is that I understand she's a really difficult character to get right, but they really went every wrong way with Elizabeth Olsen. Like it's
Yeah.
like the powers are wrong.
Yeah.
The way she acts is wrong. It's just
I like
Yeah.
Elizabeth Olsen as an actress. I
Yeah.
like her.
He just likes her outfit. That's it.
Her outfit's not like that. Like,
Dude.
if I had to pick, I'd go with Black Widow.
Which one though?
What do you mean?
Which Black Widow though?
Scarlett Johansson?
No, oh yeah, but like
The
which,
leather. The leather.
but which one though? Like the first time she was it Iron Man
Iron Man 2?
Yeah, Iron
Oh,
Man 2,
I don't know.
or is it
Or Avengers or
Yeah.
Avengers 2 or 3 or
Do
do you like
Ghost
a Tron
in the Shell?
suit? Yeah.
Ghost in the Shell?
Nude.
Subtle.
Yeah.
Subtle.
But no. I mean, like I said, I like Elizabeth Olsen as an actress, so it never bothered me. But I guess as a Scarlet Witch fan,
Yeah.
The
I mean
character.
it's I understand that they can only go so far without alienating the audience with like probability powers and all that, but
right?
just here's a refugee girl that is supposed to be way younger than she is on screen. Pulled out of her element, in love with a robot. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
How-
Oh, go ahead.
how are they going to make that an interesting series? That's
Yeah.
not just filler.
I was more mad about how they did Quicksilver
Oh yeah,
in that, and that like the X-Men. I loved that Quicksilver in the X-Men movies, but in the Avengers, I was like, oh, y'all ruined it.
There's some theories going around that there's something's going to happen to where that Quicksilver is going to meet up with that Scarlet Witch.
See, I always forget that the Quicksilver in the Avengers was the Kick-Ass kid, right?
X-Men. Oh no, never mind. You're right.
Yeah.
I had it back.
Yeah. He was
Yeah,
the
he was-
because
he was
he's all
Kick-Ass,
like
yeah.
he looks so much different now that he's
Yeah,
a little
he
more
was,
grown
it
up
was-
And beefy.
yeah. Because he
Yeah.
was in that, wasn't he in the Godzilla movie?
Yeah. And they were
As their-
together.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
One,
right.
yeah.
Because Elizabeth Olsen was in that one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that's creepy.
Well, I mean, in the comics they did that too, right? They hooked up.
Just in the
What?
Ultimate Universe.
What?
Yeah.
In the comics, they hooked
yeah.
up?
Not like regular Marvel, but like in the Ultimate Universe. Yeah.
Yeah.
It got weird.
But they were brother and sister?
Yes.
Yeah.
Magneto's kids.
All right. So,
Yes.
do you want to go down this road?
Oh,
'Cause
I don't know.
Like the Ultimate Universe started off like the best ever in comics, and then ended up being the. All right, so here's incest and cannibalism, guys. This is how we're ending
Let's
it.
make it more Game of Thrones.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's gross.
So Disney. Yeah.
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 Like you said, I'm way in on the Winter Soldier Falcon show, though. That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't even a big fan of the first Captain America, but the Winter Soldier, I was like,
The Winter
this
Soldier was
this is
amazing.
so good.
Well,
So,
and just the interaction between the two of them, like trying to be Steve's best friend. That was awesome.
could we see a Thor show? That would be.
Oh yeah, just him and his roommate.
Yeah.
No, I will not watch it.
You wouldn't watch a Thor show?
No.
Especially after Ragnarok?
I mean,
Because I think, oh man, Hemsworth. I think he, as an actor, is getting better in everything I see
Oh, yeah.
him in.
I am excited to see him in Men in Black, though. Him and Tessa Thompson. I'm excited to see
He
that.
was in that Bad Times at the El Royale, which was directed by Drew Goddard, who made Cabin in the Woods and created Daredevil.
Yeah.
I didn't know that till the other day. I was watching. I was like, "Oh, Drew Goddard," but he doesn't do like a whole lot of stuff. He produces, I think, a lot more than he directs. But when he directs, he's amazing. Because I loved Cabin in the Woods. But Chris Hemsworth, who was also in Cabin in the Woods, he was in Bad Times. Did you get to see that yet?
No, not yet.
It is such a good movie. I loved it. And Chris Hemsworth, he's awesome in this movie. So I just think he's getting better as an actor. And I would love to see a Thor show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
Well, who would you want to see a show of if you could? If Cameo was in charge of the world?
I would like on the Disney streaming service.
Sure.
I-
Basically now that we're getting like, because you would think kind of like how the CW, they've got the actors who they're never going to be in the movies.
Right.
But they're taking these movie actors and putting them in the shows, which I think is dope.
Yeah.
Like with the characters that we have now,
Sure.
I would say I would like a live action Spider-Man series because I love Spider-Man.
Oh, that would be cool. That would be so good.
Or a
You just get one. All right, Buck.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
no, whatever. I would say Rocket and Groot.
Oh, that would be a good one
Groot.
too.
Teen Groot.
That would be a great one.
I
Buck,
see-
you got any?
I see Teen Groot on an almost daily basis. So,
Yeah.
It's called Ben.
Yeah.
Needs to do his math homework. Man, I mean, Iron Man would be a lot of fun, but I could see that getting old pretty quick.
Yeah.
You know, I chances are we probably wouldn't have a chance for a Captain America, show.
Yeah.
But
That'd be kind of cool.
yeah, that'd be really.
I'm not a big fan of Captain America.
Well, it's because you don't have good taste.
Ooh.
Oh no,
You commie.
Yeah, that's why.
it explains so much.
But no, Captain America, I don't know. He's not my favorite. But like I said, when Winter Soldier came and all that, I was like, yeah. But I think Spider-Man would be.
What about a Ronin series?
You know, if it wasn't Jeremy Renner,
Yeah.
yeah, but like he's just not the right guy for Hawkeye, really.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like
From because I'm not a big Hawkeye fan at all. But some of the things that I've had, even in the Old Man Logan series, I like that Hawkeye.
and that's comic book Hawkeye.
Yeah. So like,
Jeremy Renner's just
not even close.
Yeah, it should have been that Jensen Ackles, yeah, like the dude from Supernatural.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be Hawkeye.
Oh,
Was
really?
He was almost Captain America, and then they were like, "Hey, Hawkeye," and he was like, "No." And then they're
Really?
like, then Marvel was like, "Come on." Oh wait, Jeremy Renner just got an Oscar. We want him.
Yeah.
Wow.
I like Jeremy Renner, but again, I don't have
He's
a lot of
just-
reference as far as the
Yeah.
comic book and him for Hawkeye.
He's just not right for Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Interesting. So let's see, Winter Soldier, Falcon. That's gonna sell me probably on getting the. I mean, I was already excited about this Marvel streaming, but I got so many different streams that I pay for now.
Right.
I was like, I'm gonna be back to having cable, but that one I like. Okay, let's talk about a little bit of DC now. Let's go to Ewan McGregor, who, if you didn't know him, he was Obi-Wan Kenobi in the worst of the Star Wars movies. He was the best part, though.
Yeah.
Him and Darth Maul. Like, I would love to. That's what they need to do. They need to just make a Obi-Wan Darth Maul.
Oh, that would be cool.
They kind of did with Rebels, but like a live action would be dope.
Yeah.
But he's going to be Black Mask.
Black Mask. Yeah.
Which show is that going to be on?
Birds of Prey.
That's
The movie.
movie,
The
yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I haven't heard a whole lot about Birds of Prey other than I did hear that I guess whoever was writing that movie and Suicide Squad, it was like almost the same movies, and so like they had to break it up. Now
Ooh.
James Gunn
Yeah.
is directing, which we need to talk about that here in just a second. But well, James Gunn is writing Suicide Squad
Suicide
too.
Squad,
yeah.
I don't know if he's directing
Which,
it.
I mean, they really, really wanted a James Gunn movie out of that first Suicide Squad movie. So
Yeah. But
Yeah,
Ewan
they did.
Ewan McGregor, he's going to be Black Mask, and I mean, I don't know. You guys could tell me if you think that's a good fit. I just think Ewan McGregor is awesome in everything he does. So.
Yeah.
He's like Tom Hardy. Just put him in something, he'll be good.
And Black Mask has had several different interpretations. So I mean, this could, they could make it work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't really care for the interpretation in the movie Under the Red Hood.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really like him in that one.
He was a little bit more manic than he was in the
Yeah.
comics, but like he's super sadistic. So
Yeah.
we'll see which way they go with everything.
I did like him in the Arkham. Was it Arkham Knight game?
the game. Yeah.
Yeah, I liked him in that, even though it wasn't really a big part, but I liked him in that though.
Yeah.
But have we heard anything else about Birds of Prey? Like who's going to be in it? Who's cast?
They'd cast Black Canary. I forget who it was because I'm over 30 and don't know these teens
Right.
anymore.
Yeah.
Right. Let's see. Let's see if we can look that up real quick. But I don't know. Birds of Prey. That movie doesn't excite me so much. I like the fact that Ewan McGregor's going to be in it. But did you guys watch the TV show?
I watched like one episode.
I tried.
Yeah,
But I read all the comics. I love me some Birds of Prey, but the movie, DC's not doing a good enough job with their movies to get me that excited about it.
right. I knew Harley Quinn was going to be in Birds of Prey.
And that makes it less exciting to me.
Right.
Because she didn't have that big of a part in Birds of Prey, really.
Yeah.
So
that's why I was.
it's okay. I understand that you're looking for a strong female, something to
And you're cashing in.
Yeah, I don't know who this Journey Smollett. Where is she?
I like Journey Smollett.
I like that name. I don't know who that is either.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that one's okay. With DC and everything that's been going on with them lately, are they planning on scrapping the whole DCEU now and just making kind of these standalone films like Birds of Prey and Suicide Squad 2?
I think it all is going to come down to how Aquaman does.
Oh. Well, then we're screwed. That movie doesn't look that good to me.
Oh man, I'm excited to see how they're going to do it though.
Does it come out in December or
November?
month?
I think, right?
This month?
I thought it was December because I thought it was releasing right around the same time as Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh, it does. Uh-oh.
I'm gonna go see Into the Spider-Verse instead.
I think I'm going to see that first though.
Yep.
Which I'm the DC guy, and that's
I
crazy
know.
stuff right
Yeah.
there. But with DC, because I even heard that maybe Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck they're done with them now, and
We'll see.
yeah.
I have a feeling that February we're going to hear everything.
Yeah.
Well, see, I still like that Matt Reeves Batman movie. I don't know if that's up in the air, if it's going to happen now, or I don't know anything regarding them now. But I'm almost ready to scrap it and move on.
Yeah.
The Flash movie, is that on hold now? We don't know anything now.
Yeah.
It's like the X-Men movie. It's like you hear something every day and then it's different.
Watch come end of December, January, Dark Phoenix is canceled.
Yeah.
What? Wait, what?
Yeah. They probably, since that was so close to being done, that's probably the only reason that that's still coming out.
Right.
Yeah. They're like, we're not going to waste it. But all right, well, let's move on to our Book this
All right.
week.
Oh yeah.
We'll find out which comic books are these are
Talk
gonna be
nerdy to us, Buck.
Are these your
These
preferences, or are they going to be new?
These are my picks from what came out this week.
Okay.
So depending on when the show airs, depends on if these are this week or not.
It'll be pretty quick because I'm doing all the production as we go now. So yeah, real quick.
But it is the first of the month, so
It's
the first of the month.
wake up, wake up.
My pick is the Black Mirror. Just for those of you who wanted to know.
We'll tell you what. I'll follow suit in Batman, and I got Cameo to read the first page of this thing.
And you got to read it.
Yeah. So Batman Secret Files came out, and it's a whole bunch of really short stories.
Really?
Man. So Superman offers Batman something that could change the entire DC universe.
Like a cover for his exposed wiener.
Oh, man, why you gotta go there? This show got weird.
Well, we're
'cause of
referencing the Batman.
Whatever,
What was it?
Whatever, Brad.
What was the one? The
Batman Damned.
damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I should have left you hanging.
Yeah. Oh, hanging.
So, but yeah, there's Batman team up with Detective Chimp.
Oh yeah.
It's the best story in the whole book.
Well,
Oh
I
my
put it
God.
over here in my pile, so I'm gonna.
Well, that was mine.
Yeah. Well,
so.
hey,
Oh,
here you
thanks.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So next up, we have issue 4 of Extermination, and man, stuff keeps happening in these books.
yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, we're getting X-Men back to where it needs to be. X-Men has been kind of convoluted with all their stuff. It still is. Don't get me wrong. It still has a long way to go with all the
I just saw that last. I don't want to.
Yep.
Spoilers.
Yeah. Something happened, and I let out some swear words.
Really. Really.
Man.
Oh, I want to ask you about something we talked about, but I don't know. I don't want to spoil for anybody, but
Is this the Oh Buck No?
it's the
Oh, Buck.
it's the there. Let me just. I'll put the hint out, and then you answer it however you want. They were talking about making a romantic comedy movie with this character, and I was saying that I hated that idea. Still don't know, huh?
Gambit.
Yeah.
Oh,
Did we ever find out, or
about the movie?
no, about him being possibly a secret agent?
Oh no, nothing yet. We're going to find out about all that stuff after Extermination.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was wondering if any of that was being covered
Yeah,
yet.
no, not yet.
Okay.
So the next thing that I have is issue 11 of Marvel 2-in-1. For those that are reading the Fantastic Four, you know that Ben and Johnny didn't get to go with them on their trip, doing all the sciencey stuff. And you find out why. in
Really?
this. Yeah, and Mr. Fantastic meets up with Doctor Doom for the first time since he's been back.
Nice.
And it doesn't. Let's just say things happen not the way that you think they would happen,
Right.
and it's crazy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so follow-up question on this one. I really loved the Fantastic Four when it was re-released, or since it came back.
Right.
But I only saw the first book. How many are out now?
2 so far.
Just the 2?
Yeah.
So 1 and 2, or two since then?
2 issues
Okay.
total.
Yeah, okay.
And honestly, you could read this one standalone.
Right.
From having read the Fantastic Four ones. So yeah, you could just read this one. And
Oh,
be
okay.
fine.
Okay. Well, I got to check out that other Fantastic Four because that first one was so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome.
All right, and the final one is the second installment in Heroes in Crisis. If you're a Harley Quinn fan, this is the issue for you. Oh my God. Some crazy stuff happens in this.
Really?
Oh man. So the heroes have this place that they go to kind of unwind and talk about the problems, if they screwed up or whatever.
Yeah.
And someone killed a whole bunch of heroes there. Like Arsenal, Wally West, Poison Ivy, like they're dead.
Really?
Yeah. And it looks like Booster Gold may have done things, and Harley's going crazy, more so than usual.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I love it. I love the art. That looks really
Yeah,
cool.
the art
Hold on. Turn the page one more. Uh-oh.
Oh, snap.
All right. Put that in my pile, too.
Everyone read Heroes in Crisis.
All right. One more thing I want to ask about. What's this DC Super Villains that I'm looking at?
Oh, the Lego game?
Oh, it's a Lego game?
Yeah.
That looks awesome. I don't know, for those of you who like those Lego games, like my nephews.
And me.
Oh, do you?
Oh, man, I love them.
Oh, Heroes in Crisis. That looks awesome.
It is awesome.
So these are available right now.
Right now.
You can come to the store. Probably not this moment, but you can come to New World Comics because you guys are open 7 days a week.
Yep, from 12 to 7.
Are there any days that you don't open? Like,
Nope.
like even if on Christmas, do you open later or?
Whenever we're able to get away from our families for a bit, we open up for as long as we can and then get back to whatever we need to do.
Gotcha. So New World Comics here in Oklahoma City, off of on Meridian, just south of 63rd Street.
That's right.
Yeah, and make sure you make plans to go visit our friends at Paint and Cheers. PaintandCheers.com is where you go if you want to reserve your seats. But you can drink, you can be merry, you can paint, and you don't even have to be good at painting. Okay,
Because Brad's not.
No, I'm
and
not.
he went.
And I actually came up with something that I was pretty proud of, which you can see here. And
Are you my father?
did I point at you?
Yeah.
Oh, no,
No, that way.
further. If you're watching, if you're listening, you're like, what? But no, Paint and Cheers, like I say, Adams out there. It's in the heart of the Plaza District, which is down in between Classen and Penn off of 16th Street in Oklahoma City. But there's all kinds of great stuff to do in the Plaza District. There's food, there's all kinds of stuff to
Painting,
shopping.
there's cheering.
Yeah,
There's...
yeah, and then Paint and Cheers is right there. They've got the studio that's awesome, and Adam will help you out and you'll be proud of whatever painting that they do that night. And they're always mixing it up. So go to our Facebook page, because we'll have a video up pretty soon that I sat down and talked with Adam a little bit, and you can kind of see what they do and what they're all about. But reserve your seats, paintandcheers.com. That's the best way to spend your time. They do large parties. They do ladies' night, just birthday parties, whatever. They were voted best grown-ups party in the Oklahoma Gazette. So if that tells you anything, it's a good time.
Yeah.
You'll have as much fun as humanly possible painting with Adam and getting your drink on. So go to paintandcheers.com right now and reserve your seats. All right? All right. Fellas, that was good. Oh, got a little bonus for you guys. This has been a great show, but we got a little bonus.
Oh, we do?
Yeah, Cameo. Sat down with Dean Cain.
Oh, yes.
What?
Yeah. Dean Cain. Mm-hmm. Yes.
What?
So be jealous, Buck. But he did an interview, and we are going to roll that right now.
Hello.
Hey, Dean Cain, how you doing, boss?
I'm great, Cameron. How you doing?
Oh, I can't complain. It's cold where I'm at in Oklahoma City. So
It's
there's
windy
that.
here, but it's about 70 degrees in California, like always.
Oh, how about you just rub it in my face? That's cool.
We shot Gosnell in Oklahoma City.
I know, that's crazy. Oklahoma City and Guthrie. How was your time here in Oklahoma?
I had a blast. I had a fantastic time. My son came out and visited, and we hung out, and we had a really good time. I thought it was fantastic.
Well, I appreciate it. I hope Oklahoma treated you well while you were here.
Very, very well. No complaints.
All right, well, that's good. That's good, because if so, you just let me know, and I'll go take care of them for you, all right?
Well, I appreciate that very much. Thank you.
No problem. Before we get into your new movie coming out, I just got to say I grew up with you in the 90s with The New Adventures of Superman.
All right. You're okay in my book.
Okay, that's awesome. And I got to ask you, what was the most memorable times on set for that?
Oof, gosh. Well, you remember some of the things from the very beginning. Certainly the pilot episode and flying through the into the Daily Planet with Terry Hatcher, and the moments you go, wow, this is something pretty cool. Stuff like that. To be hung, 5 stories above the ground in the Superman suit at 4 o'clock in the morning. Going trying to save somebody else over an airbag, and I thought, my gosh, I went to Princeton University so I could die like this. You have different moments, but it was a great show. I loved doing it, loved being a part of it, and still enjoy being a part of that DC world.
Oh, that's awesome, man, because I didn't realize until Supergirl came out that you were going to be Kara Danvers' dad in the show.
That's right, and I currently am.
That's awesome. And since Superwoman, I haven't watched the episode last night of the new season that just came out. What can we expect from this season of Supergirl?
You know what? I haven't shot this season. Don't tell anybody, but I guess I just told a whole bunch of people that. I haven't filmed this season, so my character is missing right now. He's been missing since season 2, really. So he was missing all last month, last year rather. And so I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. I hope they're going to discover me and save me, and I'll be a good guy. But I don't know yet. I'll be honest. I really don't have a clue.
Okay. Well, have you given any pointers to Melissa Benoist for her playing Supergirl?
I told Melissa Benoist very clearly at the very beginning when she started, because I was on the pilot episode. Only thing I said was, look, this is a marathon, not a sprint. So you are going to be working long, long hours. Make sure you take care of yourself first, because this is all you're going to do. While you're doing this, you're not going to have time to do much else. So good luck, and bear down, and ride this wave. I didn't give her pointers like, put your right hand forward when you fly or anything like that. Those are things you discover on your own. But certainly on how to live through working these kind of hours and this kind of stuff, I thought that was very important, and I think she just does a magnificent job.
Yeah, and I just got to say, from the 90s to now in the superhuman shows, they have gotten so much better, and I was wondering back then when you were doing the 90s show, what was different then than there is now?
Oh, a lot. I mean, first of all, technology is improved tremendously, so you can do a lot more with the special effects and things like that. And when you're doing a superhero show, there are a lot of special effects. There's a lot of things you want to have done that look cool, and the cooler those look, the cooler you look on screen. So that's a big difference. Certainly the costumes have changed tremendously. She has a fantastic costume that I think blew mine away. In fact, sometimes in between scenes, I'll be looking at her just sitting there as we're sitting around talking, and I just want to touch the costume. It's kind of rubbery, cool. Mine was just tights. I was like, that's not cool. That's not all right. Costume envy, and I have it bad.
Well, hey, you wore that S on your chest proudly, man. I really dig the vintage look of that suit, though.
Yeah, vintage. I appreciate that because vintage is cool. Like old, that's not a cool word.
No.
Vintage is good, so I'll take that. Thank you.
No problem. All right, so let's get into your new movie coming out soon. So tell me about it.
So Gosnell tells the story of Kermit Gosnell. He was an abortion clinic doctor in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and he ran a clinic for low-income folks, and he was providing abortion services. And he had not been investigated in 17 years for political reasons because people don't like talking about abortion, and it's a very touchy political subject. So the governor of Pennsylvania at the time was Tom Ridge, said just don't just leave him be. Mm-hmm. Just don't inspect him. We don't need the kind of political fallout, I guess. And so this guy was doing other things wrong, and he was actually dealing drugs out of there, narcotics, and that's how he got in trouble. I played Detective Jim Wood, who was investigating the narcotics problem, and they did a raid on his clinic back in 2010, and they discovered a virtual house of horrors inside. Oh, no. Fetuses in plastic bags inside milk carton containers, baby feet inside jars. I mean, stuff that if I just made it up, you'd go, that's kind of ridiculous. But it was true. And not only that, but we were actually filming the stuff inside the clinic, and we were filming the raid, and it was so ridiculous what I was seeing with, cats, unsterilized equipment, cats running around, all the plastic bags and things with fetuses. I go, guys, come on, are we overdoing it a bit here? And they go, you think we're overdoing it? Take a look at the real footage. And they showed me the real footage, and it was almost exact. So it was shocking what was going on in there. And they discovered what he was doing was performing late-term abortions after 24 weeks, which is 6 months, which is the standard in Pennsylvania. It's illegal beyond that. Unless there's real serious extenuating circumstances. And he was doing this routinely for about 17 years, maybe 3 or 4 a day. And not only that, he wasn't doing the medical procedure, which is a dilation and extraction. Mm-hmm. He was actually inducing live birth. So these children, 24, 26 weeks, you have a 90% viability of this fetus, 90% chance of survival. He was inducing live births and then snipping the necks of these living, viable children. With surgical scissors, he was cutting their spinal cords to ensure fetal demise, and he was just killing them right then and there.
Wow, that is nuts.
It is nuts, and it's crazy, and you'd think, oh my gosh, that would be like the story all splashed all over the news, but nobody covered it. Nobody talked about it. There was literally nobody, very few of any reporters at all during the trial, and we go into all that, and that's a big part of the story in the film. The film follows exactly what happened. In fact, the words in the trial are the exact words that were spoken. So it's exact, and it's shocking that people weren't covering it, but people didn't want to hear about it. They didn't want to talk about it. They didn't want to know about it. So it was virtually covered up completely in the media, which is so scary because this could be happening in a lot of other places now. And you can't close your eyes to these atrocities because it's real and it's going on.
Wow, man! And there's a lot of stories. There's some stories that happened in Oklahoma recently, not about abortions or anything like that, but kids that have gotten killed just because of a racial deal, and nobody heard about it except through social media. Nobody covered it. None of that. So I'm not shocked that wasn't covered.
Yeah, well, social media is a way that you can get around the mainstream media, if you will, because like for us, we couldn't get funded, so we got funded by first we were on Kickstarter, but they kicked us off because they didn't like the subject matter. They thought it was too controversial, so we got funded on Indiegogo, and then we made the film, and then we tried to get it out and distribute it. Nobody wanted to distribute it. Then we finally got a distributor. Nobody wanted to let us buy ad time. NPR wouldn't let us buy ad time because we called him an abortion doctor. Wow. And then Facebook wouldn't let us buy ads because they said it was too controversial. So it's really been crazy trying to get the word out, and people have attacked me for being in the film. They said the film is terrible without even having seen it, but it was the #1 independent movie in the nation this weekend. It did really well for our small release. I appreciate guys like you having me on and having a chance to publicize it a little, because I want people to get out there and see it. Somebody on Twitter wrote what I think is like the most effective review of this film. It's gotten great great ratings and Rotten Tomatoes and stuff. But somebody said, if you want to cry, go see A Star Is Born. If you want to be entertained, go see Venom. But if you want to see a movie that may change your life and change your perspective on the world, go see Gosnell.
Wow. That's really awesome. And I got to go check it out. Is it playing in all theaters, or how's it distributed?
Well, this weekend we were in about 600, a little over 600 theaters or something like that, and hopefully we're going to get in more as the week goes on because it did so well. So we're hoping it gets a large number of theaters right now. But you can go to gosnellmovie.com, GOSNELL movie.com, and it'll tell you where it's playing in your area.
Okay, Dean Cain. Well, I will let you get back to your busy schedule, but before I let you go, I got to know, do you have social media that people can get a hold of you?
Absolutely. Mostly on Twitter. That's where I'm most active, and it's @RealDeanCain. Jump on there, say hi, and if you've seen the movie Gosnell, tell me what you thought of it. I'd love to hear.
All righty. Well, Superman, I will catch you next time, all right?
Thank you, Cameron. Thank you so much, and thank you, Oklahoma, because we had a great time shooting out there.
All right, man. You got to come back.
Yes, sir.
All right. Have a good one.
Yes, sir. Take care.
Have a good